Let us march on, everybody. We are very close. Very, very close to being where we want to be, a.k.a. at the Heat and Timberwolves expansions. That expansion draft, which is our takeover point. And we'll see what's up from there. Oh, goodness. What's a bigger surprise? The NHL being first or the NBA being last into Las Vegas? I mean, the NBA might not be last because I don't know if an MLB team is going to be able to sort their shit together, you know? Goodness. I don't exactly know if the old Athletics are going to figure their shit out before the NBA is like, yeah, basketball. Oh my God, the Lakers suck. Well, don't know what the hell happened with the Lakers, but they're trash now. Okay. Give me a second here. Shout to MJ. Give me 1 second. So MJ wins his first MVP, averaging 30 points a season in Philadelphia. Rookie of the Year, David Robinson in Chicago. That's just insane. They have David Robinson and Olajuwon. David Robinson also won Sixth Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Olajuwon. The Bulls are ridiculous, man. They're ridiculous. Most Improved, Scotty Skiles. Coach of the Year in Detroit. Executive of the Year in Detroit. Your All-NBA First Team, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, noted rapist, Larry Bird. I made it sound like Larry Bird. Larry Bird's a saint, probably. And Hakeem Olajuwon. Your All-Defensive Team, Olajuwon, NRKM, Xavier McDaniels, Sidney Moncrief, and Michael Jordan. And your All-Rookie Team, David Robinson, Winston Garland, Reggie Lewis, Olden Polynice, and Scottie Pippen. Lakers do still make the playoffs as the 5 seed, which is hilarious because, again, they were very bad. They were very, very bad, and they are very, very eliminated. And there it is. The Philadelphia 76ers and Michael Jordan have their NBA title, Jordan's first. I said the West is stacked, but the East does have to deal with MJ. Philadelphia gets the win in 5 games over the defending champions in Sacramento. That's the wrong damn menu, but we'd have to click through this eventually anyway. I mean, we know the Sixers are going to be, Jordan, Moses Malone, Maurice Cheeks, Gerald Wilkins. Dr. J is still there, even at 38. A combination of Moses Malone and Michael Jordan, that's clearly enough. That is clearly enough to get a win. Bob McAdoo is gone. Mickey Johnson, Bill Walton, Maurice Lucas, Scott Wedman, and others. Not Eric Fernston. What are we going to do without that mustache? Jim Spanarkel. Okay, there's no way that guy's not a math teacher. Look at that mustache on old Jim Spanarkel. Outstanding. Staff retirements. Of course, that's never really going to matter for us. Historic changes. The Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets are in. But again, chat elected to wait 1 more year before taking control. 3 officials. A full look change for the Golden State Warriors. So in theory, our expansion draft is going to be even more difficult because of the expansion draft the year before. So league realignment has Miami in the West and the Hornets in the East, which is it's outstanding, the idea of Miami being in the West. Draft lottery this year. The Nuggets, Hawks, and Nets. I mean, everybody there has the same odds. So let's see. The New York Knicks have the first overall pick this year. Oh, that's how it was IRL. Yeah, I'm just saying it's funny. I mean, shit, the Toronto Maple Leafs used to be a Western Conference team. Give me 1 second again. All right. Well, here we go. Draft lottery done. Before that is the expansion draft. Montreal won last a couple years ago. You're not wrong. So the expansion draft between the Hornets and Heats. Kenny Smith heading to the Hornets. We'll just see what the rosters look like in full in a second. So the Miami Heat. Actually, I guess alphabetically we'd look at the Hornets first. They end up in their expansion draft with Kenny Smith, Kelvin Lowe, Dennis Rodman as their top three. So, I mean, Tellis Frank is there. Kind of gives you a look at what our rosters might look like. And the Heat start off with Jeff Hornacek, Phil Hubbard, Sarunas Marciulionis, Scott Brooks. Not amazing, to say the least. Will be joining the league next year. But for now, the expansion draft is done. And the 1988 NBA draft. The 1988 NBA draft. Give me 1 second here again. There we go. The New York Knicks with the first pick take Mitch Redmond. Kansas State's Mitch Redmond. I mean, he should work really well with Pippen and Doherty. The San Antonio Spurs take Danny Manning. Not bad. The Nets at 3 take Rod Strickland. The Miami Heat's first ever draft pick, Charles Smith. The lights are too bright for Charles Smith. You know, it's a small thing that is completely inconsequential. Nice touch that he has a shadow from his arm. Like, clearly the lighting source. Anyway, that's a stupid attention to detail that doesn't matter whatsoever. But whoever added that in, good job. Charlotte Hornets at number 5. Their first ever pick, John Starks, who can't believe it. He can't fucking believe it. John Starks to the Hornets. The Denver Nuggets at number 6 take Rick Smits. Oh, good old Rick Smits. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. The Atlanta Hawks at number 7, Hershey Hawkins. Born to be an Atlanta Hawk. Or a Hershey Bear. The Supersonics at number 8, Neil Sims. The Utah Jazz at number 9, Andrew Lang's mustache. And rounding out the top 10 is Golden State with Tim Perry. All right. Take a look at the rest. Lethal, so far so good. We're one season away from taking over 2 expansion teams and beginning the head-to-head. Michael Williams to the Cavs. Rex Chapman to Phoenix. Liddell Eccles. 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 Ronnie Sakali's on the move. Chris Morris. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr. What? Excuse me? Is this because of one of the storyline things that we put on? 7'6", 250-pound center Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr. Holy shit. Okay. What the fuck? Chris Baylor, Dan Marley. The hair makes him 8'2". Jesus. Man's got A potential. That has to be because of one of the storyline things. Fair enough. It's probably too early for that to be a storyline, but... So hold on. Because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's 41. I mean, in fairness, the math checks out. You know, if LeBron can be playing with his kid, the math checks out. Hilarious, but the math does check out. All right. Well, let's see what happens in free agency. And we only have one more year to simulate. The math be mathin'. Michael Jordan re-signs for 4 years in Philadelphia. They kept Moses Malone mid-season as well. Milwaukee signed James Donaldson, Roy Hinson, kept Sidney Moncrief. Honestly, we'll just see what the rosters look like at the end. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just see what the rosters look like at the end. Again, only one more season to sim. The 1989 draft is going to be the first year that we care about the draft. So because of that, mock drafts have Sean Elliott going first overall, George McLeod, Stacey King, Pooh Richardson, J.R. Reed, Glenn Rice, Purvis Ellison, Doug West, son of Don. It's the Sean Kemp draft, B.J. Armstrong, Vlade Divac, Tim Hardaway, Anderson. No crazy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr., though. Yeah, the 89 draft, nothing too crazy. But we'll see what happens here, and we take over. One of the auto-generated guys I saw earlier was named Pooh Jeter. Number Pooh, Derek Jeter. Number Pooh, Derek Jeter. Number Pooh. Goodness, does this mean we're getting Michael Jordan Jr.? Maybe, yeah. Maybe. The real Kareem Jr. played at Western Kentucky and wasn't drafted. I disagree. I think this is the real Kareem Jr. I think so. I think this is the real Kareem Jr. Lakers definitely aren't as dominant as they were by the end of the 80s. Last full season to take place in the 80s, and we have a new MVP. Seattle's Isaiah Thomas. So Isaiah has left Detroit and wins an MVP in Seattle. Wow. Rookie of the Year, Ronnie Sakali for the Lakers. Sixth Man of the Year, Scotty Skiles. Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Ewing. Most Improved, Jerome Kersey in Miami. Coach of the Year in Chicago. Executive of the Year in Chicago. Kind of looks like Kylian Mbappe. Your first team All-NBA, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, NRKM, Larry Bird, and David Robinson. Your all-defensive team, Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, NRKM, Sidney Moncrief, and Clyde Drexler. And your all-rookie team, Ronnie Sakali, Rick Smits, Mitch Redmond, Rod Strickland, and John Starks. Here we go. This is it. The final postseason without us being in control of teams. And the San Antonio Spurs upset Philadelphia in the finals, denying Michael Jordan back-to-back titles. Dominique Wilkins wins MVP. And the San Antonio Spurs are atop the mountain in this timeline where we are about to take over. Led by Mark Price, Dominique Wilkins, Purvis Short, Arvydas Sabonis, Danny Manning. Not bad. Not bad. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has retired, as has Junior Bridgman, World Be Free, George Gervin, numerous others. Tree Rollins. Love Jeff Lamp. Kareem and George Gervin both head to the Hall of Fame. No surprise, of course. Jersey retirements. Abdul-Jabbar's number 33 in both Milwaukee and LA. George Gervin's 44 in San Antonio. So here it is, chat. We are in it to win it now. Chat will be taking control of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I will be taking control of the Orlando Magic. First side to win a title wins the era. So we have a couple floor changes, a complete overhaul for the Knicks, as well as the Spurs. So with that, we go to options, and we go to team selection. We deselect the Lakers. And, oh shit, are we not allowed to control yet? We still might not be allowed to control yet. Interesting. Okay, we'll still control the Lakers for a moment. Does it have to be after the league meeting? It might have to be after the league meeting. Now, can we do it? There we go. All right. My Magic, Chat's Timberwolves, first to a title. Gets it done. Let's make sure everything is good to go. So general-wise, features, all that's fine. Tony, we already voted. Chat elected to take control of the Timberwolves. Simulation, automating, team, all user teams. We'll keep lineup automation going. That's fine. Ticker is what it is. And then team-wise, there we go. So prospect scouting is going to be on auto. Staff management's going to be on auto. Lineup automation is going to be there too, just so we're not messing both of us with our lineups all the time. But trades, in-season free agent signings, all of that's up to us. In-season contract extensions will be up to us. Player waivers, call-up send-downs. Hardships are fine. The draft is good. Options, qualifying offers. Okay. All of that is controlled by us. Save that. Let me just make sure again that everything is good to go. We shouldn't have to worry about gameplay really until we get into watching the playoffs. Okay. We should be okay. So league realignment. Chat starts off in the Midwest. The likes of the Hornets, and I'll be starting off, I imagine, in the Central. Interesting. I get to deal with the fucking Bulls and the fucking Sixers. God damn. Well, let's take a look at certain rosters right now so we know the reality that we're joining. Because we know things have changed, right? So here's what the league's looking like. The Philadelphia 76ers, led by Michael Jordan, Moses Malone, Gerald Wilkins. Certainly a lot to deal with. The Milwaukee Bucks, led by Sidney Moncrief, Derek Harper, Buck Williams. The Washington Bullets have John Stockton, Dale Ellis, and Ron Harper as their big three. Charles Oakley, Jeff Ruland also there. The Chicago Bulls have Akeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Terry Porter. Holy shit. Oh my God. The Cavaliers with AC Davis. And that was one of the generated dudes, right, that we couldn't do anything about. There's no way that guy's real. I kind of feel like making that guy terrible. But we'll allow it, whatever. Daryl Griffith, Reggie Lewis, Reggie Williams. The Celtics with a 32-year-old Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. They're definitely getting older. The Clippers have James Worthy, Terry Cummings, and a 26-year-old Patrick Ewing, who so far is not nearly as dominant as he normally ends up being. Atlanta Hawks led by Manute Bol, Albert King, and Derek McKee. Drazen's there too. The Miami Heat with Michael Adams, Jeff Hornacek, and Jerome Kersey. The Hornets' big three, Kenny Smith, James Donaldson, and Paul Pressey. Sam Perkins as well. The Utah Jazz have Clyde Drexler, Muggsy Bogues, and Thurl Bailey as their top three. Sacramento with Eddie Johnson, Chris Mullen coming off of a torn Achilles. Otis Thorpe, technically Jay Humphreys up there too. He also tore his Achilles. The New York Knicks, led by Wayman Tisdale, Brad Daugherty, and Scottie Pippen. It's decent, man. That is decent. The Lakers with Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, and it really falls off from there. Close to a one-man team in L.A. The Dallas Mavericks, Mark Aguirre, Joe Dumars, Detlef Schrempf, and of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr. The New Jersey Nets have Alex English, Tom Chambers, Darwin Cook, Horace Grant. Denver Nuggets big three, Kiki Vanderweg, Jeff Malone, and Bill Cartwright. Rick Smith's there too. Big three on the Pacers, Jim Paxson, Clark Kellogg, and Benoit Benjamin, not to mention Mark Jackson. The Pistons have Doc Rivers, Rodney McRae, and Cliff Levingston. Kelly Tripucka's there too, but damn. Interesting for the Pistons. The Houston Rockets have NRKM, Bill Laimbeer, Del Curry, Kevin Willis. The defending champion Spurs with Mark Price, Dominique Wilkins, Purvis Short, Arvidas Sabonis. As the Phoenix Suns rocking with Chuck Person, Ralph Sampson, Larry Nance. Seattle with Isaiah Thomas, Jack Sikma, Winston Garland. Xavier McDaniel, too. He's actually an 83. And the Portland Trail Blazers, Bernard King, Rolando Blackman, Fat Lever. The Golden State Warriors with Sleepy Floyd, Adrian Dantley, and Joe Barry Carroll. So just a look at what every team is looking like as we get ready for our turn. So the draft lottery in Season 1, we are technically not involved. It'll be the Cavaliers with the first pick, the Lakers with the second, Miami in third. Chat's Timberwolves have the fourth overall pick, and my Orlando Magic have the fifth overall pick. Damn. And here, let me pin this message. There we go. So fourth overall pick for Chat with their first selection. Not bad. Staff signing. We have that on automated, don't we? Maybe we didn't. That's just something that's not really worth us heavily focusing on and just kind of leaving it up to chance. Let me make sure. Yeah, staff management is on auto. Good. The combine, everything scouting-wise was what it was. And then protected players, obviously. Nothing we can do there. So here we go. It is the expansion draft. And the Timberwolves, Chat's Timberwolves are on the clock. Here are the highest rated players you can draft. Led by John Long, Kelvin Lowe, Billy Bob Thornton, Trey Cox. And because I know people are going to ask, highest potentials, it's B+ and higher. The top 3 are A-. That's what you have there in terms of high-end potentials. So, there's that. So I'm seeing Jeff Grayer mentioned. Avery Johnson has been mentioned. In terms of rating, what's Steve Kerr's potential? C. It is a C for Steve Kerr. You did indeed see Will Perdue. He is rocking a C potential. What do you guys think? Seeing shouts for Grayer, Avery Johnson. Can we pass? No, you cannot. 'Tis the expansion draft. Avery currently would have to negotiate a new contract. Does not currently have one. So you'd be taking him and having to re-sign him. That's the case for a lot of these guys. Purdue, the founder of Purdue University. The very same. Very same. What do we think then? Any disagreements on just going for Avery Johnson then? I might have had a cutoff. He does have B+ potential. Any disagreements on Avery Johnson? 24-year-old point guard. Good potential. Going once on Avery Johnson. Going twice. All right. Avery Johnson it is for Chat's first expansion pick. I get back-to-back picks here after that. So, just again, in terms of potential, there's not too much going on, really. Really not too much going on. I mean, like Moreland, Wiley, and Jeff Grayer. Honestly, that's probably the direction I'm going. My first pick from Denver, Moreland, Wiley. And after that, going for Jeff Grayer from Atlanta. So Chat's on the board with back-to-back picks. Do you want to go by rating? Do you want to go by potential? What do you think? What do you think? That's probably the best way to keep it simple. Rating or potential? What do you think? Seeing shouts for best center, Kelvin Lowe. Any disagreements about Lowe? Again, you do have back-to-back picks. Going once on Kelvin Lowe. Does have a 2-year team option as well. Potential on Lowe is a B-. In terms of players with potential left, I mean, Henry's 25, Grant's 24, Thornton's 27, Mark Bryant's 24. Like, you're just pretty much not getting anybody too crazy with potential at this stage. All right, looks like Kelvin Lowe's the first pick. You do have back-to-back picks. Who are you going for next? Who's next to join chat's Minnesota Timberwolves, the expansion Timberwolves? We got a shout for John Long, the highest-rated dude available. Also have a shout for power forward, which the only good power forward left is Mark Bryant. So if you wanted to go power forward, it's Bryant. Otherwise, I'm seeing John Long mentioned. We'll see what way you guys want to go here. Looks like we're going once for John Long. Anyone else want to speak up in favor of Bryant? You take Bryant or Toogie takes him. I'm not necessarily taking a starting lineup. We still have the draft. We still have free agency. You don't know what my strategy is. All right, let's see. We'll throw it to a poll here. Who is the pick? The shooting guard, John Long, or Bryant, the power forward? Poll is up. Hopefully it lets you vote. Any trade restrictions? We'll get to that, but yes. We are not allowed to offer trades. We are only allowed to set up our block and let the AI come to us with trades. The only time we are actively allowed to trade players is if we use our one nuclear option per era, aka the tactical nuke, which is then we are allowed to use the trade finder on anybody on our team that we want, in theory, to blow the team up or to be able to shop prospects and picks to try and go all in and win. So you do get one tactical nuke per era to either try and go over the top and win or blow it up and recoup draft picks. But aside from that, it is just solely using the trade block for time's sake. All right, Bryant wins the vote. The only good power forward left, Mark Bryant from the Lakers, heading to Minnesota. Now it's back-to-back picks for my Magic. I pretty much have no choice. I have to take John Long here. Like, you guys left him on the board for 2 rounds. And after that, it's a question of who to go for from there, really. So, what do we go for after this? If we look at potential, there really wasn't anybody too good. A Laker player named Brian, he's got to be the guy. Well, I mean, I don't play in Denver, so he had to be the guy. Cary Grant. Cary Grant might be my best option, or I go for old Billy Bob Thornton. Steve Kerr is also out there. I don't know if Grant's really going to get better. Let's, I'm going to go for old Billy Bob. All right, chat, you're back up with 2 straight picks. I mean, at this point, you're talking overall or you're talking potential. What direction do you want to go? I mean, I guess technically you could look for somebody specific. You know, I mean, so far you've taken a point guard, a center, and a power forward. You do have quite a few picks left. Overall, not much high potential left. Any disagreement with going for overall at this stage as opposed to potential? And just taking somebody like Trey Cox. I mean, that means you'll end up with Trey Cox and Will Perdue for your next 2 picks. Again, in terms of potential, the next guy that's actually young is like Edward Russell Sr., and he's 23. He's a B-. All right, looks like it's overall, which is probably the direction I'm going to. So, Trey Cox. And we'll go for Will Perdue for chat's side of things. Honestly, that might just be the way to go for the rest of this. So for myself here, Yeah, honestly. I am going to take Cary Grant because I like the look of him earlier, and I'm going to take Steve Kerr as well. So if we just keep going with overall, it's a couple of centers heading the chat side of things. Clifton Gray, Charles Carroll. But might as well just go about it this way at this stage. And, yeah, just see who we end up with from here, honestly. Just wait to see who doesn't end up with, I mean, granted, there's like, it goes down to a 66, so. Let's see. After this, I'll let the AI pick the last couple. Just do sim entire draft after that, and maybe it'll fill it out a little bit more. So, chat's starting team in Minnesota. Point guards, Avery Johnson, Lamar Henry, and Jimmy Nixon. Shooting guards, Vinny Del Negro and Marcus Craig. At forward, Trey Cox. Power forward, Mark Bryant. And at center, Kelvin Lowe, Will Perdue, Clifton Gray, Charles Carroll, Kirk McLeod, and Gregory Mayo. For my Orlando Magic, at point guard, Morlin Wiley, Cary Grant, Steve Kerr, Edward Russell Sr., Tim Legler, Jeff Grayer, and John Long at shooting guard. At forward, Winston Bennett and Frankie Martin. Not a single power forward. And at center, Billy Bob Thornton, Richard Sims, and Mark Law. All right. That is quite the way to start. And we head to our first draft, the 1989 NBA Drafts. The 1989 NBA Draft. The first overall pick belongs to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they select power forward Glenn Rice. Power forward Glenn Rice is the first available and first off the board. The LA Lakers at 2 select power forward Sean Elliott out of Arizona. And the Miami Heat at number 3 select center Vlade Divac. That's rough. Arguably the best player from this draft. Vlade is gone. So that brings up chat at number 4. No trade offers for the pick, so you do have to make the pick. Scouting-wise, apparently they didn't do shit, but if we look at the ranking, these are apparently the top players left, including Tim Hardaway, Purvis Ellison, Sean Kemp, Nick Anderson. Who do you go for? Cliff Robinson's still there. Chat very much going on the Kemp side of things. Does anybody want to speak otherwise, or is Sean Kemp your guy? Of course, we didn't have a scouting department last year, so that's why there's no fucking information here. Is it going to be Sean Kemp? Kemp or Hardaway? You guys are saying best power forward, now you're going for Kemp. It's chat. We got to be used to this. Anybody else want to shout out a Hardaway, or are we going for Sean Kemp? Yeah, we got some shouts for Tim Hardaway. We'll throw it to a vote. We will throw it to a vote. Who is chat's first ever draft pick? Will it be Hardaway at point guard, or will it be Sean Kemp at power forward? Poll is up now. You might need to refresh, but we'll see what you're dealing with here. Kemp's annoyed before even being drafted. Pissed he hasn't been drafted yet. Is it Kemp or Tim Hardaway? Who's it going to be? Looks like it is going to be Shawn Kemp with this next pick. In which case, I'm very much looking at a Tim Hardaway. A couple other guys in this draft that are half decent too, but it looks like Shawn Kemp is going to be the first pick. Heading to chat's Minnesota Timberwolves. The yamming force of nature. Whatever the fuck that means. Shawn Kemp heads to Minnesota. My Magic are up next. And with our first pick in our team's history, we will be selecting point guard Tim Hardaway? I mean, I like Cliff Robinson. I do like Cliff Robinson because of the headband, and Pooh Richardson is right there. But, yeah, Glenn Rice is already off the board, so. Oh, it was down to Cliff or Timmy. I got to go with Tim Hardaway. We'll see if chat made the right choice, because these were probably the next two picks anyway. The Denver Nuggets at number 6 select power forward Stacey King, while the Hawks at number 7 take shooting guard Blue Abadie Edwards. The New Jersey Nets at number 8, Purvis Ellison. Hornets at number 9, Danny Ferry. Rounding out the top 10 is the Clippers with Pooh Richardson. Yeah, we'll just keep going. Why not? Utah at 11. Trade the pick to the Knicks for along with a second-round pick for Johnny Moore and Trent Tucker. So the Knicks take Doug West. Interesting move. Pistons at 12 take Nick Anderson. Good pick at 12. Blazers at 13, Cliff Robinson. And there was no way he was falling to the second round. Mavericks at 14, Dana Barros. Phoenix Suns at number 15, George McLeod. Houston at number 16, BJ Armstrong, who... I don't know how you even describe that expression, but shout out to BJ Armstrong. The Celtics at 17 trade the pick to the Warriors alongside Vernon Maxwell for Adrian Dantley in a second. Damn. So the Warriors take Jeff Lucas. Who can't believe it? Spurs at 18, Andrew Gaze. Sacramento at number 19. Take J.R. Reed. Pacers at 20, Dino Raja. I'm surprised it took him that long to go off the board. Knicks at number 21, Ruben Marks. Hair so tall it gets cut off of the JPEG. The Bullets at 22, Jamie Hood. Sixers at 23, Terry Davis. All right, let me just get to our next picks. So chat's up next, pick number 31. And at this point, players that were projected, at least, I think it's mostly generated dudes at this point, is it not? There's really not much left. There is really not much left. Greg Grant is there. He's real. Haywood Workman. So, I mean, there's a couple of real dudes left, but there's not much. Take the top guy, I guess. I know a couple of people mentioned height. No one's 7'4". It's wingspan you guys were looking at. Isaac Nelson does have a 7'10" wingspan. But he is only only 7 foot tall. What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think? Henderson it is. All right. Thomas Henderson Sr. Come on down. And for my Magic. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Like Norm Peeler's there. He's not that bad. Is there anybody left? Like Greg Grant was okay. We scrolled down earlier. We do know it's mostly generated dudes. Haywood Workman. Jaren Jackson. There is just not much going on. Not at all. I mean, I don't have a power forward, right? Fuck it. Norm Peeler, because your name is Norm. And that's fun. Go for old Penn State power forward, Norm Peeler. Don't really think it mattered at that point. And that is it for our first drafts. Glenn Rice first overall. Of course, Sean Elliott. I mean, we pretty much went through the whole thing. Chat's first ever pick, Sean Kemp. If the grades are to be believed, has B potential, which seems unfair. And Tim Hardaway's same rating, but a couple years older, apparently has a B-. Turns out Purvis Ellison was the highest rated guy left on the board at that point. But fair enough. And then second round. 68 overall for Henderson Sr. Apparently does have an A potential, though. Norm Peeler rocking a 69 with a C potential. So, on paper, looks like chat might have gotten the better of it and made the most of the fact they got the pick before I did. Decent start. Decent start. Rookie signing, no doubt. We both signed both of our guys. Player options. Hey, they actually fixed this. Imagine that. So for myself here. Tim Legler, what's that potential? D+. Jesus Christ, get off my team. Mark Law. It's apparently a C+. Frankie Martin, B-. Winston Bennett, D+. Richard Sims, C+. Edward Russell Sr., B-. This is a legend. According to who? Steve Kerr. I feel like I have to keep Steve Kerr. Just keep the guys at the top. Honestly, I'm going to keep everybody. Fuck it. I mean, for you guys, you might as well do the same thing, right? Pick up the options. See who you can flip. You can always cut somebody if you change your mind. Might as well just keep it simple and keep everybody on both sides to start. It's no biggie. So qualifying offers. Neither of us have anything to worry about. That brings us to free agency. Still can't set up the block as we'd want to either. So, oh, I know, right? Free agency right now. Chad has about $5 million of cap room. I have a little bit less at 4.5. So RFAs, of course, are very, very tough to get. Keep that in mind. Right? So like Tisdale, Dumars, Noted Rapist, Detlef Schrempf, Terry Porter, they're going to be very difficult to get, which means top guys that we're looking at right now, if we were to try to sign anybody, it's Eddie Johnson, Buck Williams, Charles Oakley. I mean, Oakley and Ewing are there too. So, I mean, there aren't too many UFAs, and the question that needs to be asked is, do you actually approach a good player, or are you trying to tank and be bad? That, of course, has to be the question. Is what tactic do you want to take? Worth noting, by the way, in terms of potential, like this guy's 26, 34. You have anybody under 25? Mel Collins. He's a UFA, a 23-year-old center. I mean, Chip Peterson's 24, so it's like there might be a couple of prospects that you can get, that either of us could get, I should say. But for the most part, there's not too much going on there. So what do you think, chat? Do you at least want to take a look around, or do you just say, no, we're good with being bad and trying to tank as Ewing a free agent? RFA. So, I mean, it's a little bit different. It is a little bit different, at least. What do you think? Play or pass? It's the Family Feud. Ba-ba-ba-da. Price is Right music. Because it's the Family Feud. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Pass the buck. Da-da-da-da. What do you think? Anybody else want to argue, at least look for a prospect? Because right now we're going once on Leave It Be. We are going once on Leave It Be. Going once. Going twice on Pass for chat. And, all right, well, we'll give you guys a chance to, let's see, what the heck's in the 90 draft? Look it up, fuckers. I got to do your homework for you. All right, we'll give you guys a what do. Pass. Prospect? Question mark. All right. For my Magic. And again, we did see that there were a couple of prospects, but not too many. Shits and giggles. Do I know what the compensation would have to be if I offered Patrick Ewing big money? Do I know what the compensation would have to be? Because it is very tempting. It is very tempting for what the hell we'd have to do. Oh, I mean, there's definitely... You definitely pay the price with it being an RFA. It doesn't work the same way exactly as the NHL, but... Yeah, that's right. It's the signing rights. You're right. Which is why it's tough to sign him in the first place. That's fair. That's what it was. Thank you. All right, Chad at least wants to look at a prospect. That's fair. I'll disappear from the screen for a second. It'll be easier. So again, anybody with A+, 26 years old, 26 years old, 27. We'll look at people like 24 and under. You know, so it's like Johnny Spencer, but he's a 65 overall. That guy's 25. Steve Harrison's a 64 at 22 years old. 69 overall. 73 at 23 for like Jess Dawson. Dennis Rodman's 28. Kevin Edwards is a 72 at 23. Again, we're each allowed only one free agent signing. Slater's an RFA. Schrempf's an RFA at 26. Kelly Peters is a 69. And that's it for the A's. Chat apparently liking the looks of Jess Dawson. All right. Any disagreement about going after someone like Dawson or Edwards then? See what their ratings are. Same age. What do you think? What do you think? Again, you could still go for an RFA, but teams have the right to match. Can we edit positions? No. Nope. You get who you get. Mr. Espy, good to see you. How are you? Well, we'll put it up to a vote then. One more time. What do? Dawson, Edwards, nothing. That is what chat's got going on. For my Timberwolves, what do I want to do here? Huh. Well, I know what I'm going to do. Play the heel and offer him a loan. Nah, I'm good. No, thank you. You're the Magic. I know. I don't need to switch it before I do anything. I think I said it's the Timberwolves. Oh no, streamer misspoke. And of course, chat tied the vote. Jesus Christ, chat. Okay. What do? Dawson or Edwards? Round 2. Good to see chat's as indecisive as ever. Another vote. Removing the nothing option, because at least that lost. Man, Tisdale's got 9 offers on him, huh? Bring out the wheel. Oh, it'll go to a coin toss if you guys tie this vote. Don't worry. It goes to a coin toss if you fuckers tie the vote again. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That ends in a vote. It goes to a coin toss. Final second. Looks like coin toss it is. Nope, there were last second votes. It tied. All right. Very typical for chat. Very, very typical for chat. Very, very typical. So, heads will be what the fuck his name, and tails will be Edwards. Flip a coin. It's tails. So congratulations to Edwards. That is who chat's going to approach to get. Is Edwards. Congratulations. Wherever the fuck he is. If I can miss him already. Didn't I sort by him? I must have missed him already. I did. Oh, Edwards. Where were you? Sir? Am I losing my fucking mind? Where the hell did this guy go? What? Am I losing my goddamn mind? He said, fuck that. I don't want to be signed. You guys weren't choosing me. And fucking Dawson's there. Where the fuck is Edwards? There he is. All right. Chad's going to offer a deal out to Kevin Edwards. I mean, you could push it to a 4-year deal, so you might as well, right? Like, the money doesn't go up that much. Although you might have a full roster. Imagine if you actually had a full roster at this point. Any disagreement on just boosting it to a 4-year deal? Don't see why there would be. There you go. For my Orlando Magic, my approach is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to offer Wayman Tisdale a contract and see if he signs with me. Because if he does, then I have really good trade fodder. So I am just going to hope that somehow the AI does not match this offer for Mr. Tisdale. And we'll see if it works. Maybe give him a player option. If I don't get another prospect, then hey, whatever, I don't really care. So, you guys are going to be signing Kevin Edwards, but Wayman Tisdale goes with Milwaukee. Fine by me. The next match, the offer sheet anyway. So, Shaq gets Kevin Edwards. Pretty straightforward. I won't end up with anybody in the first free agency period, which is perfectly fine by me. Perfectly fine by me. Again, most of the RFAs are just going to stay where the hell they are anyway. So, not a bad start. Not a bad start. Player progression. You guys do get some improvement here. Avery Johnson went up by 3. Greg Mayo went up by 4. Nixon up by 4. Vinny Del Negro up by 3. For my Magic, Wiley went up by 3. Timmy Legler went up by 4. Okay. Obviously, the expectation is both of our teams should probably be pretty bad.